Hey guys, Ken here. Before we get into today's video, I wanted to address something that happened to me last week. And, I wasn't originally going to talk about this on video, but I figured it would surface anyway. And, if I didn't talk about it, if I didn't address it, then I'd get a gazillion questions about it and, have to address it then. So I figured I'd nip it in the bud and talk about it now. But you've probably noticed, by looking at me, that I've lost a lower tooth right here. Okay? And I'm not happy about it. It's my fault. I should have taken better care of my teeth, and I didn't, and it came loose, and it finally eventually worked its way out and came out. Now I have inquired about, replacing it. I've done a lot of research on that, and it's just not something that's going to happen right away. I would need massive insurance to cover that because the cost of replacing a tooth, I found out, is astronomical. It's like $4,500 just to replace one tooth. So that's not going to happen. I'm just going to have to play pirate for a little while, I guess, until I can either come up with the money or come up with some insurance or something. But the reason I wanted to address the elephant in the room this morning was because, like I said, I didn't want to get a gazillion questions about it, comments. This channel is about postcards. It's not about dentistry. So I would appreciate it greatly if you guys could keep the conversation to postcards, as far as your questions and your comments. That would make me feel a little bit better about, what's happened. And I was a little nervous about coming back on camera. I'm going to be honest with you. But, I can't let something like this stop me. Some people have suffered far worse than this. So I still feel very blessed to be able to do this type of business and to be able to help you guys out with the postcard business as much as I can. But I don't want to be, I don't want this video or this channel to be about, this. So, okay. So I guess that's it. Oh, and also, I don't really need any sympathy comments. I appreciate your thoughts. I'm okay. I'm a big boy. I can take it. Well, with that said, let's get into today's video. Okay, we're back. And on today's video, I wanted to talk to you about a something that happens to newbies who are in the postcard business, who are just, getting started in postcards and selling postcards on eBay. And this is a mistake I've made, and I just wanted, I've talked about this on previous videos, but I just wanted to address it a little bit deeper in detail on this video. And what it is, when we purchase postcards, one of the ways that we keep our price points down is that we, buy in lots. You buy lots of 100, 200, 500, 1,000, and you're going to get all kinds of different cards. But occasionally you do get some older cards. And as I've touched on other videos before, there's a lure that is in the postcard industry and the postcard business, that people think that if you get something that's like over 100 years old, it's going to be extremely valuable. Well, that may or may not be the case. It depends on what's on the card face. The postage cancellation stamp is important on the back as well. Gives it kind of some historical value, but what's really important is the content that's on the front. The subject matter. Because, I mean, let's face it, you could have a card that's 100 years old. You could have a card post dated 1903, and it could be a picture of a bush or a tree or a mountain or something, maybe a lake. And, that hasn't changed in over 100 years. So, unless, of course, the lake dried up or something. But the thing is, for the most part, those kind of things haven't changed. But if it's a postcard of a city street, horse and buggies, people walking, stores, what life was like back then, back in the day. That's what kind of gives it its real value. And that's where you can command the higher prices. But one of the mistakes that newbies make is the fact that they get a card that's like 100 years old. It might even have a postage cancellation stamp on it. So let's say 1903 for this example. And what they'll do, instead of putting it on a buy it now, doing some research and putting it on a buy it now, see what they could sell it for, they'll put it on auction. And I've seen this happen more times than I can count, is that, they'll start it out at like 99 cents, and then a week later it'll get up to a whopping $1.37 or something like that. And then they'll have to sell it at that price. I mean, legally they're supposed to sell it. Now, I know there have been some unscrupulous sellers who, this happens to, and what they do is they, when they get paid that $1.67 or 37 or whatever it is, they immediately refund the buyer and they cancel the transaction and they sell it somewhere else on another platform because they want to get more money for it. Well, I don't know if that's legal on eBay to do that. I know people do it. I don't do it, but you know, I know people do that. But the thing is, you need to really do your research. You need to find out if you're going to put something on auction, then just make sure it's going to be worth, getting the higher bids. Do extensive research if you have to. I mean, let's face it, if you had a postcard, even if it existed, it doesn't, but if it did, like of the sinking of the Titanic, on the night that it did that, yeah, I'd put that on auction. I'd probably start the bidding at about $3 million, but chances of you finding that kind of a card are probably pretty slim to none. But the thing is, I've seen people do that, and occasionally you do get, um, variances to that rule. I mean, I know a lady who put a card up for about $9.95. I think she started at. She was hoping to get maybe $100 for it, and it got all the way up to like 420, 425, something like that. So that was a good sale for her. But that's not the norm. You know, um, you can get people that get into a bidding war, but see, that's the trick. That's the thing that fools a lot of people. They think because it's 100 years old, it's got a postage stamps on it, postage stamp on it, and it's got a cancel stamp on it that proves it's 100 years old. They think it has great value, but like I said, it depends on what's on the card face. You know, it's very important you do your research when it comes to that kind of thing. Check the comps, check to see if anybody else has sold a card similar to it or exactly like it and see what it sold for. That'll kind of give you a general idea of, what you can sell it for. And keep in mind this too. Just because you have a card that's 100 years old, and even though it has maybe a proven track record of being sold, doesn't guarantee that you're going to get the same amount of money that somebody else got for it. It might be a specific time of year that it sold, that it was more popular, at that time. How many times have you heard that, certain things sold really well in the past, but now they don't sell as well? You might have been able to sell a postcard for, it might have been worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars at one time period, but now not so much, depending on the demographics you live in, depending on the, what we're going through in our economy, the way it's going right now. People have less money to be buying things. They're focusing their efforts on other things. We're kind of still in the middle of a pandemic. We're kind of coming out of it, but the state of our economy is not so good right now. And the thing is, all those factors play into, how much your card will sell. So even if it does sell, it may not sell for as much as you hope it would sell for. Okay. So, to keep in mind those factors. But what I would do is, pretty much everything I sell on my store is on a buy it now. I don't even do make offer tabs. I just sell it for a price that I want to get for it. And occasionally, I'll send offers to watchers and maybe drop the price a little bit if I've got a little bit of wiggle room, and that's been pretty effective for me. And but it all depends on those things. It's business. Sales are kind of slow right now for me. I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't had a sale in 3 days, but I'm not giving up. It's just business, just the way that works. I just put my head down, go to work every day, and so I believe sales will pick back up and we'll get going again. But anyway, I just wanted to share that thought with you on, like I said, if you do find a postcard that you think has some historical value to it, do extensive research on it before you decide to put it up on auction. Okay? Because I'd hate for you to put something up and then, sells for a couple of dollars more, and then legally you're bound to actually sell it to that buyer. But yeah, those cards are out there. You just gotta do your research and make sure you know you're pretty confident that it's worth putting it up on auction. If not, then I would just price it at the price that you want to price it at, and put it on a buy it now, and see if you can sell it that way. Okay. All right. I guess that's it for today. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button. Really helps the channel. I appreciate it. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. And I got to go, but you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care, and bye for now.